Hey, good morning, Rockets. Happy Monday, September 13th, 2021. This is Mr. Panazzo with your video announcements for today, and something I'm hoping to do every week. And I'm really excited right now because we are launching our first week, our first full week with the Positivity Project, or P2. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. So let me do some generic announcements for today, and then we'll get into our character strength. Today in history is the Ronald Dahl Day. He's from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Fantastic Mr. Fox, and James and the Giant Peach. He was the author of all of those. So kind of a cool one. Today in history, 1969, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Premiered on TV. That's an oldie but a goodie. You might even be able to find those on YouTube. A little fun fact, North Korea and Cuba are the only two places in the world you cannot buy Coca-Cola. Interesting thing that you can't buy there, but a little fun fact. All right, today's lunch is chicken tenders with a roll, ham and cheese wrap, and steamed corn. Another reminder for you about pictures that are coming up this Friday. Remember to wear your best and give us a nice smile. We will have order forms on hand that day, but I did email them home to your mom and dad as well. We have no RPI birthdays today, but I do have a great joke from our very own Abigail Walski. So Abigail, thank you for this one. Why did the golfer bring two pair of pants to the course? In case he got a hole in one. Hey, love that one. So I wanted to come to you, especially this week as we start P2, and especially because of our character strength, because, we are living in this pretty incredible time where you are being asked to do things that likely we never could have imagined. 20 years ago, I was a third-year teacher. And on the morning of September 11th, 2001, way before any of you guys were born, school changed for our kids. And they were thrust into a world where terrorism was right in their face. Much like you were thrust into a world where COVID was right in our face. And it's forced us to do a lot of things and ask a lot of questions and really just... have a hard time figuring out like how the heck we're going to do this thing, right? So as I started to kind of dive into curiosity, there's a lot of things that have popped into my head, and a lot of them are quite coincidental. I had our teachers before the start of the school year read this article called "Are You an Artist?" And one of the quotes that has continued to resonate with me throughout all of the school year so far is this: every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once he grows up. So I think about that, and I think about our character strength of curiosity, right? So for me, curiosity is about asking questions and trying to figure out the solutions to problems. Looking at things differently is also part of curiosity. And so when I think about someone who's an artist, they have a tendency to take the normal thing and look at it differently to create these works of art. And for me, curiosity is no different than that. It actually reminds me of a quote, and I think this is going to be in the sixth grade discussion for this week, from Walt Disney. We keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things because we're curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. So I want to kind of relate that to this idea of where we're at, right? Like, we have been thrust into this world of COVID, right? And mask mandates and not wanting to wear them. And, you guys are absolutely resilient. You really kind of blow my mind every day. A lot like those kids did 20 years ago. They, again, were thrust into a world where terrorism was a part of an everyday conversation. You are thrust into a world where COVID is a part of a conversation, and masks, and sometimes what happens at school is different than the way that it's treated at home, or vice versa. And for you to be able to come to school, be a great kid, and just try to get the best experience out of it. It says a lot about who you are. And so when I think about curiosity, when I think about this quote from Walt Disney, because we're curious, and curiosity leads us down new paths. We have a bunch of new paths that we're heading down right now. And in order for us to do that, we need to be able to do that together. And I know that you're trying to figure out who you are as a student, right? Like, listen, I'm an old guy with a beard and no hair. Okay? I know I'm not 10. I know I'm not 11. I know I'm not 12 years old. I'm 46. Okay? So a lot of times, us old people forget what it's like to navigate life like you guys are right now. Okay? I get it. The one thing I will say, though, is I've dealt with thousands of 10, 11, and 12-year-olds as an administrator. And I know one thing. You're just trying to figure out how the heck you're going to navigate life. Even if you don't agree with the way I'm saying it right now, at some point you're going to go, yeah, maybe he was right. Like, I was just trying to figure out who my friends are, how I want to act, what kind of grades I want to do, what am I interested in, all those things, right? So just know that you are one of 530 students in our building, and you're all going down this new path together. Some might be further ahead, some might be further behind, some might be off to the left, some might be off to the right, some might be high, some might be low, some might be right in the middle. Each person's journey is different. So I want you to think about this. Each person has their own journey. So don't judge that journey. Just be curious about it. Maybe you can help somebody. Maybe you've learned something that might be able to help one of your students. Just think about that. So I'm really excited for us to dive into this whole idea of P2. I really want us to think a lot about curiosity. I really want to challenge you to not be judgmental, to not be mean or cruel to one another, to live the Rocket way. Respect, pride, and integrity sounds really simple, but sometimes it's really hard to be respectful if someone is doing something that you don't agree with. Sometimes it's really hard for us to understand what pride is. But the one thing that I've found about you guys that I know you can understand is what integrity is. And that's doing the right thing even when no one is looking. So be curious this week. Get really involved in these conversations. Your teachers are here for you. They care about you, and they want to see what's best for you. This is a time for us as RPI students and staff to really come together, to understand that we all have our own journeys. We're all on our own different paths, but we're all walking towards the same thing, and that's a life of happiness. And if we can all understand that, maybe we can be a little more patient with one another and be a little more helpful with each other. I hope you have a great day, Rockets. Let's have a great first full week of school. And teachers, at this time, if you could please take some time to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I almost said the national anthem. Have a great day. Go Rockets.